Okay guys, welcome back to this very cold and windy, gloomy day. Literally the second I start filming, the sun goes away and the snow clouds come out and it gets freaking freezing cold again. I'm in so many layers. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about a bit of a 3-year review because, believe it or not, I can't believe how quickly this has gone. I've had this car for 3 years now, or just over 3 years actually, by a couple of months. So I originally bought this car in 2019 from Wollongong. So if you're not from here or not from Australia, Wollongong is near Sydney. I live in Canberra, which is a couple of hours away. You know, Wollongong's near Sydney. It's not a part of Sydney, but it is very close to Sydney. So I basically say it's in the same area. Anyway, long story short, we're going to go around and tell all the little nitty-gritty details about the ownership of this vehicle from when I picked it up to now, just in a brief summary, otherwise I'll be here all day, and I know my really long videos don't always get the views. So anyway, let's crack right into this. Let's leave my phone there. Oh, yes, the wind stopped a bit. So as you can see, it's really clean. I just washed it a couple of days ago. We'll start on the outside, I guess, because that's where it's important. Basically, I had this car for not even a year, and we all remember, if you're from Canberra, I think it was January 2020, like late January, we had a humongous hailstorm that affected like at least half of Canberra. We had hail the size of like freaking golf balls. Anyway, I was parked at my old work, and I was half undercover from basically here onwards to the boot and the spoiler. Got absolutely smashed with hail. It didn't break the glass, it just dinted all the sides and dinted the trim and like dinted around the sunroof. And nice ram there. Rams sound good. Anyway, getting off topic. Yeah, so basically it left like lots of little dints everywhere. So got that repaired through, I'm gonna say, a reputable dint company, but they really did a freaking really shit job. Like, I don't want to say their name. I probably should say their name because they're that bad, but I won't say their name because, you know, I'm not interested in causing any trouble for people. But basically they fixed the dints, but they gave the car back really dirty, even though I gave it to them super clean. They damaged the inside of the car, so they left like marks, grease marks, screwdriver marks. They broke the light here. This was like hanging out. All the plastic clips are broken. These clips here, there's still a grease mark there even. Basically, like, the whole interior, the sunroof, everything was just all rattly, and even still now it's very, very rattly, especially on a hot or a cold day. You can just hear the interior creaking and everything like that. Of course, when I want to film, loud trucks go past. So yeah, would not recommend. Like, I just, yeah, was really super disappointed about that, how they treated the car, and they unplugged the dash camera and they ripped it out and just did a terrible thing. So that took about 5 months, me calling them backwards and forwards to get that fixed. Anyway, it's fixed now mostly. I mean, it still does rattle a bit, but that's no fault of the car. But I guess we're gonna actually, while I'm here, I might just quickly sit in here. Now, with my old Aurion, there are a few things about this car that don't make sense. Firstly, they've got a pouch here, which is awesome, but then over here, there's no pouch at all. And I just find that really odd. It looks weird as well. Like, it just looks really tacky how it has one but not the other. I just really don't know what they're doing there. Anyway, we'll keep walking. It's always good to start on the outside of the car. Oh yeah, and sometimes, I don't know, the car's always done this from day one, but the antenna is in the glass somewhere. And I actually suspect it's been in a hailstorm before, because when I first got the car from Wollongong a couple of years ago, as you know, it didn't have tinted windows at all, which I found a little bit odd, being the top of the range. Had everything else optioned. You know, these come with the lip spoiler obviously anyway, the sunroof because it's top of the range. Anyway, it didn't have tinted windows, which I thought was weird. So I'm guessing it may have been in a hailstorm previously, because there was the occasional tiny little dint on the roof that I saw when I first got the car after I washed it the first time, because when I picked it up it was pouring rain. It was muddy. The dealer did wash it prior to me picking it up, but it was just a shocking winter's, you know, foggy, rainy day when I picked it up, and Wollongong's like super humid as well, so it was just disgusting when I picked it up. So that's why I didn't tell. If I would have known about the hail damage, maybe I would have knocked some of the price down or whatever anyway. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, the back aerial just never really worked very well, and the radio cuts in and out, so I don't know if it's because of that. Anyway, I will get that looked at. Also, the speakers cut out sometimes too, which is kind of weird. Let me just get out of the wind a bit. Yeah, so I've added the tinting. I've got 35%, which is the darkest that you can, oh, there goes the door, darkest that you can legally have in the ACT in New South Wales, and probably all of Australia, to be honest. Something I do like about it though, it does have the rear vents like all the other ones did and all the Camrys do. Got the rear sunshade, that works well. Sunroof works really well, apart from the rattling occasionally, but that's no fault of the car, that's the people who fixed it. Anyway, I will take you to the front, because I don't know, there's a few, like I will mention, yeah, a few more things that just don't really make sense about this car at all, and that is the fact that it's a 2016 and it doesn't have adaptive cruise control. The hybrid Camrys, which is basically like the hybrid Camry Atara SL, which is basically the hybrid Camry version of this car, has, you know, the nice blue radar mounted here. But this being the same, basically the same model, but the V6, but it's an Aurion obviously, but you know, in Australia we have the Aurion instead of the V6 Camry for 11 years. I'm just confused as to why they didn't give this adaptive cruise control, because you've got all the, you could have had the provisions for it, you've got the space for it there. You know, you have the cruise control stick here, and you also have the lane departure warning, which tells me that, you know, up in the camera sensor unit for the windscreen wipers and the auto high beam, you could have easily just added that in anyway. So I don't know why, being the top of the range model, that they didn't decide to put that in there. I just think that's so bizarre. Yeah, so there's that. But this model does have the LED light treatment though, so you've got the low beam here of LEDs. I actually LED swapped the parking globe, because that was just a halogen, like a T10 halogen, and it looked really yellowy and gross, so I just swapped that to an LED. The fog light comes with an LED, except for the blinkers are still halogen for some weird reason, and same with the high beam is still halogen. Oh, I need to catch my breath, it's cold. I will say though, I do think it's also weird that the tail lights are still halogen. You know, same with the hybrid Camry as well. You would think like the previous GSV50R had the LED rear tail lights. I don't know why they don't put LEDs in here. Like, this is a really nice tail light design. Like, it's got the little, you know, the fins, and you know, it's a Presara, you know, it's the top of the range. They could have put LEDs in here very easily, but anyway, I'm just really confused why they didn't do that. You've got the parking sensors, you've got the reverse camera, but you just don't have the LEDs. Like, I just think it's so bizarre. Anyway, let me go through my list and pick on this car a bit more. Yeah, so no adaptive cruise control, I pointed that out. Oh yeah, let's go inside now. It's really freaking cold outside, but it's also actually very warm inside. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so you got blind spot monitoring, but I think it's weird that now you have the clock here like the previous model did. There goes the door. But you don't have the overspeed warning or chime in here. Again, they had that in the previous GSV50R, and same with the Camrys, but then when they, you know, facelifted this version and upgraded to this, they didn't put that in for whatever reason. So I do think that is very strange. So yeah, a few things there, and obviously a loose screw or something from when they did the sunroof work. You can hear that bit of a click and a rattle. It's probably going to stop that because I'm filming it now. But yeah, there's that, and there's just a few marks, and yeah, they just did a terrible job. But look, overall, I'm happy with it. It's just, I will say that it does dint and scratch very easily though. Let's just go out to the paint again. Actually, let's have a quick look. Like, if you do not have this car absolutely waxed and polished all the time, being such a dark blue color, it gets scratched or it looks really dirty very easily. It's almost like a black blue. So I do love the color when it's clean like this, but unfortunately, you know, it's only been outside for a few days, and already it looks kind of dusty. So also, I've put these snap shades on. I would recommend these give it a bit of dark privacy as well, without being illegal, because you can obviously just pull it off. But overall, guys, look, it is a nice car. I really do enjoy it. Might be moving house soon. I just bought a property, so you may see the location change slightly, but I'll still try to film in this area to keep it consistent, and because it's away from my house anyway. So I gotta say thank you for subscribing. I've got over 100 subscribers now, so this channel's really coming along nicely. Obviously I'm not famous. I don't ever expect to be famous or earn any money from this, but I do enjoy doing it occasionally. So if you like what you see, if you have any more questions about anything, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Give me some decent feedback. I'm happy to listen. As always, keep it safe. And of course, guys, I always have to make friends with my local magpies. Come on, little guys. Will they come to me? Oh, there we go. He's coming down to eat. Wow, look how close they get to me.